Secretary, thank you. But the Taliban right now, focusing on the mission right now, are not living up to their commitments. People are being stopped trying to get into the airport. I'm talking about, women, SIVs, others, Afghans, people with papers, and they're being stopped outside the airport now. There are total bottlenecks, which seem to rise to the level of what the president said were the contingencies if the Taliban is not complying, if the flow can't continue. We're loading planes, but some planes are leaving without, and some people are people who have private planes waiting for them with landing rights, but can't get into the airport, as well as beyond the SIVs, there are lawyers, there are judges, women lawyers, judges, educators. We've told them for 20 years, you can live up to your potential. And now they feel abandoned. And I'd finally like to ask you about the local hires. We evacuated our embassy, and there have been cables back that I know you must be familiar with, or your teams are, of people who feel completely betrayed. And these are thousands of people that we rely on in embassies around the world. The message is going forward that we will not be loyal. They were not told about the evacuation. They were not put on those choppers with our American staff. And they were forced, many of them, to find their own way through the Taliban checkpoints and then get turned away at the airport. And some even got turned away once they were inside. So, what is the message to people working for the U.S. government? Veterans groups are angry about the SIVs, and then there are all the millions of Afghan women who have told their daughters and been raised under this promise of a future, which the Taliban are already, according to Ambassador Verveer today, are denying. There are horrifying examples from provinces and from inside Kabul of people being targeted door to door, people in safe houses being sought out. And all this promise of you will be safe, the Taliban spokesman said, stay in your homes because we haven't told all of our people how to treat women, how to respect women. They also say you can go to school, you can work as long as you comply with Sharia law, which under their interpretation is the most extreme example of the Islamic code that is seen anywhere in the world.
Andrew, a few things. First, of the 82,000 plus people who so far have been evacuated, about 46% have been women and children. And we've been intensely focused, particularly on making sure that we can get women at risk out of harm's way. Second, with regard to women and other Afghans at risk going forward, I will use every diplomatic, economic, political, and assistance tool at my disposal, working closely with allies and partners who feel very much the same way, to do everything possible to uphold their basic rights. And that's going to be a relentless focus of our actions going forward. Locally employed staff, along with American citizens, nothing is more important to me as Secretary of State than to do right by the people who have been working side by side with American diplomats in our embassy. And I can tell you, Andrea, that we are relentlessly focused on getting the locally employed staff out of Afghanistan and out of harm's way. And let me leave it at that for now.